I don't think he intended to kill the brother. I think he just intended to jab him so he would back off. But when you are afraid, when you are scared, when you are timid, when you are fighting for your life, Art, you will do anything. How many women have shot and killed domestically abusive husbands and didn't do it on purpose? How many women have shot and killed domestically abusive husbands, but they didn't do it on purpose? They did it out of fear that I need to act before he acts. And if I miss, I might die. He could have been beat to death that day, Art. Karmelo Antony could have been beat to death that day, and instead he chose to stand his ground. So what's the problem then, Art? Why are white folks all up in arms over this? Y'all wasn't up in arms when Breonna Taylor got murdered. Y'all wasn't up in arms when Trayvon got murdered. Y'all wasn't up in arms with Freddie Gray or Philando Castile or Tamir Rice or Sandra Bland. Y'all wasn't up in arms with Amir Locke, Sonia Massey. All these black people murdered by police and so-called vigilante white people. Y'all didn't say nothing about them. Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines, Art. Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines, bought a rifle, crossed state lines, unalived 2 people, injured many others, and he went home free. No conviction. George Zimmerman pursued Trayvon Martin with a gun, shot him in cold blood. He went home. No conviction. Daniel Penny choked our brother Jordan Neely to death in a New York City subway. Daniel Penny choked Jordan Neely to death. No conviction. Daniel Penny pursued Jordan Neely. George Zimmerman pursued Trayvon Martin. Kyle Rittenhouse crossed state lines and pursued trouble, and they went home without a charge. Karmelo Antony was sitting under a tent so he couldn't get wet. He was sitting under a tent so he couldn't get wet, and 2 racist white boys, rest in peace to Hunter, condolences to his family. But these 2 racist white boys thought they had a right to forcibly move this black boy from that space. White people have always felt that they had jurisdiction over the black body. It goes back to the plantation days, Art. The problem with this case is the stand your ground law was meant for white people to be used against black people. The stand your ground law was meant for white people to be used against black people. It was never intended for black people to use the stand your ground law to defend themselves against white people. And guess what, Art? White people don't care whether or not Karmelo is justified or not. They don't care. Even if it is proven that Karmelo acted in self-defense, and it will be, they don't care. The problem with white folks is in this country, black people do not have a right to defend themselves from Caucasians. The law is on Karmelo's side. The problem is, the basic problem of this case in Frisco, Texas, Art, is a black boy valued his own life enough. A black boy valued his own life enough to take the life of a Caucasian in order to defend it. And in American history, you rarely come across black men, let alone a child who valued his life enough and had courage enough to defend himself against 2 racists who were trying to harm him.
If Karmelo Antony had been white, not only would he have not been convicted, there'd have never been charges. This is Old Texas Paul. Hope your coffee's as good as mine. Well, I hope it's better. I really do. Whole thing was a goddamn tragedy, and it was started by the kid that died. But if Karmelo Antony had been white and the other kid had been black, these same people that are calling Karmelo Antony a murderer would be celebrating him all over social media as standing up. Yeah. Young man, 14-year-old man by the name of Carmack Belton was his last name. Was chased down in South Carolina. Chased. The guy had to chase him and shot him in the back. Guy that shot him was white. Belton was black. That jury said self-defense because he was white. The only reason Karmelo Antony was convicted was because we are a broken, fucking, bigoted country, and Karmelo Antony was black. Any other way you slice this, it would have been self-defense. We are that fucking broken.
Carmelo Anthony never actually had a right to self-defense. I mean, technically, he did. He's supposed to. But Black American men, women, and children in this country don't actually have that. They are not protected by the law in that way. They are not even protected by the law when they are innocent children just walking home with their snacks and a hoodie on, or they're playing with a toy at the park. Black Americans, despite what the law says, aren't actually given the opportunity to defend themselves. Because again, they aren't even given the opportunity to exist safely. So you can tell me that he had a fair trial, and I'm telling you, no, he fucking didn't. He didn't have a fair life. He doesn't have a fair existence. How the fuck could he have a fair trial in a justice system that is not only upholding anti-blackness and white supremacy, but was built to sustain those institutions? Police agencies appear to be much more likely to characterize a killing as self-defense or justifiable when the victim is a black male. Overall, fewer than 2% of homicides by civilians are classified as justifiable, but in cases when a black man was killed by a non-Hispanic white civilian over the last 3 decades, almost 17% were ruled justifiable. Examining data sets from the FBI, reporters found that police label killings of black males by white people justifiable more than 8 times as often as others, and this racial disparity persists across cities, different ages, different weapons, and different relationships between killer and victim. In contrast, in cases where a black civilian killed a white person, just 0.8% were ruled justifiable. This boy, this adorable boy, was murdered by police because he had a toy. A grand jury declined to even indict the 2 men responsible for his murder. The United States Department of Justice said that it did not condone the officers' actions, but there was not enough evidence to charge them with a crime. Tamir Rice being gone for doing nothing but being a fucking child wasn't enough evidence for them to charge them with a fucking crime. We just found out that Rick Chow will walk free after chasing Cyrus Carmack Belton out of his store for allegedly stealing a bottle of water. He shot him in the back. He shot this boy, this baby boy. Do not tell me that Carmelo Anthony was given a fair fucking shot, not only in that trial, but at that school and in life. Don't fucking tell me that. I am heartbroken for all of the families involved. I'm heartbroken for a family mourning the loss of their son. I'm heartbroken for the family of Carmelo Anthony and for Carmelo Anthony himself, for all of the reasons I just mentioned. This is a fucking disgrace. Nobody actually wins. Because every time we do this, every time white America, every time the white nationalist, white supremacist justice system and police and government do this, we lose more of our humanity.
Hi guys, welcome you back again to my YouTube channel. I am Kids Global. Please, if you just coming across my video for the first time, please do it to like, subscribe, and please drop your opinion in the comment section. Guys, I'm not in support of what Karmelo did, right? I'm not in support of it. But what I'm saying is, what I don't get is, a lot of whitey, they have done more than what Karmelo did. So why is the case? Why is it not why are they treating Karmelo's case different? Why are they treating Karmelo's case different? What if Karmelo was to be a whitey? What if Karmelo was the one that was alive? Would they pass the same judgment to the other boy? Would they pass judgments to? Would they pass the same judgment they passed on Karmelo? Would they pass it on other boy? Guys, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna add some clips to this video, more clips to this video. Please do well to watch it. I'll be back with commentary.
All right. He put his hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me. Hands on me. I told him not to. He put his hands on me. Let's see. Hold on one second. Is he gonna be okay? I don't know yet, man. Karmelo.
That sounds like self-defense to me, sweetheart. Clear as fucking day. He touched me. I told him not to touch me, okay? He put his hands on me. I told him not to touch me, and see what happens in the black community is a warning that you have crossed the boundary into my personal space. And if you don't remove yourself from my personal space, somebody is liable to get hurt. That is not a threat. That is a warning. And you know why white folks don't understand that warning? Is because they're usually the ones giving the threat. That's why the prosecution said that was a threat. He made a threat. He made a threat. He made a threat towards Austin Metcalf. No, Austin Metcalf did not know what a boundary was. Like most 3x5 cards. Y'all don't know boundaries, okay? This needs to go back in. We need another trial, okay, baby? Because this shit, no. With the judge abruptly trying to fucking leave, with Austin Metcalf's dad getting on the internet and calling Karmelo Antony a watermelon felon, an all-white jury, no. Retrial. That appeal needs to, we need a fucking, that, boy, self-defense.
Oh, there was no black jurors. You know why? Because you can't be unbiased, you dumb shit. If you answer the question, I can't send a black man to jail because he's black, you're not getting on the jury. You're so unintelligent, you can't even fill out a form correctly. You don't even know who your daddy is because 78% of you don't have your father in the home anymore. You got baby mamas running around with 8 kids so they can get EBT cards to feed you all. You think I'm being racist? No, I'm being real. Because they ain't only black people. White people do the same shit. I'll call them out just as hard as I'll call you out. Anybody who doesn't work, who wants free government handouts, who wants to live in a socialistic society, move to Russia. And normally, I don't normally attack people like this, but I have been cooped up and caged up in this anger. And this is something I'm trying to work on. I need to develop it and funnel it into a more constructive way. But tonight is the one time I'm going to allow myself, it's okay. Tonight I'm going to allow myself to say what I really want to say. Because most of the time I don't say what I want to say because it's not correct. Just because you think something doesn't mean you believe it. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't make it wrong. Doesn't make it a fact.
Basically, he's facing the wrong charge for the crime that was committed.
Do you think Karmelo is innocent? Do you feel like it's been an unfair response to what happened to Karmelo Antony?
I feel that the justice system always over-respond when it comes to us. So definitely, I mean, you look at the charge. It was self-defense. He was wrestling with 2 guys. I don't know what the parameters of it, but it was 2 people. So, 2 against 1, that's self-defense.
But you see, a case like this is going to be a great learning lesson for a lot of people, especially people of Texas. Because if a teenager is at a football game and 2 other teenagers walk up to him and they're about to get into a fight, one teenager pulls out a gun and shoots both of them, is that self-defense? That's a great question. That is a really good question. Now, because I'm thinking back when I was a high schooler, I don't think that would be self-defense, but maybe I'm wrong. And by the way, I'm not the attorney. So I didn't see in the reporting, as I continue to say, that he was on the ground, that they were choking him out. It didn't even get to that. And so it was, hey, I'm going to remove you from this place because you shouldn't be sitting here. It wasn't like, if you don't move, I'm going to kill you. That wasn't the threat that came from Austin Metcalf. So that's where I'm having a hard time saying, oh, this is without question self-defense. And again, this should not be a racial issue. This should be an issue. What is the definition of self-defense in the state of Texas? Because we know, depending on the state you're in, that definition could definitely be different.
Police say the fight started because Antony was
Welcome back, guys. So you've seen the clips, a lot of clips that added to this video, and it has said it all. Like it has really said it all. Like a lot of people have done same. A lot of the YT, they have done a lot. They have done more than that. But their case was not treated as Karmelo. Guys, justice for Karmelo. Like, that guy was literally sitting in a... Wait, I don't know. What is it bad for like someone to sit down in another person's tent? So you know how kids behave at times. Probably Karmelo was seated because of the rain, and then these other people. See, if you even watch this clip, those clips that are added to the end, you will see the way may so rest in peace, the guy that was unalive, the way the father was talking. It shows the kind of home that those boys came from. It shows a kind of, these boys are from family that don't like black. Was he the only one there? Was he the only student there? Was he the only child there? Was he the only one that was there at that particular time? Why would he have to go and challenge Karmelo to leave the tent? If you guys could watch very, very well, like vividly, you will see where Karmelo was crying. I was saying, I told him to leave me. I told him not to touch me. So why not just leave him at that time? Probably he went ahead to push him. What will you do? What will you do? Hey, what will you do? Really, just, things like that. And Karmelo is not supposed, to go to school with any sharp objects. It is not supposed to. But you see the way these kids are brought up, like the way most parents, like they tell them about the other people. They'll be like, you see this color, they are not your friends. You see this color, they are not this. You see this color, don't go near them. You see this color, they are your enemies. That is what is bringing all this thing. Racism is the ones causing everything that is happening today between black Americans and the other people. Because if it's not racism, why would you tell me that a person was sitting in a tent? What's my business? If you're sitting down there, was it sitting down on his head? Was he sitting down on his head? You went as far as making you. Please, you guys should train your children, please. This goes out to the white and the black. You guys should train your children. You guys should tell them things that they're not supposed to do. You guys should talk to them. You guys should leave this mentality. Stop giving them this mentality that white people are your enemies, black people are your enemies. Stop it. That's the reason behind all the things that have been happening, that is happening up to date. They say charity begins at home. They started this thing from their houses. How to bully someone, all you do is just to bully people. Please, you guys should train your children, and please tell them how to mind their businesses. Tell them how to mind their businesses. Please let them mind their business. Like the case is something that it has been bothering me for the past 3 days. And I decided to talk about this. Please, let's train our children well. Please. Let's tell them not to bully, not to be bullies. Not to bully anyone. Please, let's stop this. What, black is not your brother, white is not your brother of a thing. Let's stop it. So guys, thank you so much. Please, if you just come across my video for the very first time, please do it to give me a follow. And for those of you, do also to give me a follow and to subscribe for me. For those of you that have been subscribing for me, guys, a super thank you to each and every one of you. I am grateful. Thank you so much. I'm not taking you guys for granted. Please turn on your notification bell so that whenever I drop another video, another mind-blowing video, YouTube will be able to notify you. Thank you. And bye for now. And please don't forget to train your children and always pray for them. Bye. I love you.